Treasurer Anderson,
Yes.
trustee Appy. Here. Trustee Osling.
Here.
Clerk Squires.
Here.
Thank you. Comments on the agenda items. I only see two people here that have business with us, so there's no public out here to give me any of those. So we'll move right on to the agenda, gentlemen. If you want to join, you have to join me up here and make sure the green light is on in order for us to hear you. So whichever one of you folks from the commission wants to get up and address our road, that'd be wonderful, our roads. Good morning. Morning.
I
Just
can I
push a button.
this too by saying,
Well, I don't know about all this.
what I put in your packets, you guys. Throw away this part. Cause he's just give us new today.
Good.
Okay, so you don't need what I gave you.
Still need.
So I'm just here to kind of give you an update on what I know about the new road funding
Yes.
package. I apologize, I got to cut out of here pretty quick, but
Yep.
I'll go over what I have. And then Brad will actually get into your plan and go over
Very good.
all that with you. So the new transportation funding package, MDOT and the County Road Association had hoped to do a webinar on it originally in November, then in December. They've been in contact with MDOT and Treasury, and MDOT's finance director said that any presentation on the transportation funding package at this time would be premature.
Okay.
They actually have to wait for a report to come out of Treasury before they can report anything.
Okay.
What we've been told is that we're probably going to see around a 30% increase in road funding. So far, the only thing that's happened is at the end of their fiscal year in 2025, the $600 million of redirected income tax that was coming to roads went away. So we were told that we're going to see about an 18% reduction in our MTF for October, November, and December. We've actually experienced more than that, but it's not that big a deal. We're going to move on. 2026 is going to be a pretty bumpy road. Yeah,
No pun intended, eh?
yeah. I guess I didn't even realize that.
Well done. That's sharp for this time of morning.
So our plan, the road commission's plan is we're just going to move forward as normal. We're going to go ahead and allocate the $1.1 million that we always do for the township projects. Gerrish's share of that's around just under 115,000. This year, you guys had some carry forward. Brad will get into that.
Yep.
The township, the $200,000 worth of township PM money that we've been giving to the townships, we're going to do that again. Gerrish's share of that's about 20,000. So we're just going to move forward like we have in the past. We're going to keep our 5-year plans going based on what we know right now, and then make adjustments after that. Some other stuff to talk about. So that's kind of really it on road funding. We're just going to move forward as we normally do. Some other stuff on that. The plan is to have the countywide local road millage renewal on the August ballot. We will have some informational packets and handouts to the townships and others sometime later this winter. One thing I'm also hoping to do is later this winter, provide the townships with an estimate on what townships really need to keep their good road systems good. Years ago, I did this, and back then for a paved road, it was about $8,000 per mile per year. So if you took your miles of paved roads, the last time I did it, it was around $12,000 per mile. I'm guessing it's more than that now. And then we've also come up with a dollar figure. I think it's about $1,800 per mile per year to keep a good gravel road good. But we're hoping to give you something like that. I'll be honest with you, almost every time I run it, what it boils down to is we need our 1.1 million in allocation.
Mhm.
we need basically a full mill. Almost every township needs a full mill. So if we get a half a mill from the countywide local road millage, the townships that already have a half a mill of their own road funding or road millage, their systems are easier to maintain. So, but I think that's something the townships need to know. They need to know.
Yep.
How many dollars per year do we need to maintain our system? So hoping to get that to you. The no parking request for County Road 100 goes to the engineering study goes to the board tonight. I'm guessing that they will make a decision on it tonight.
Very good.
And that's about all I have.
I have a question, couple.
Okay.
So I don't know a whole lot about the new restructuring of the monies, but they didn't really rewrite Act 51, right? So if you get more money, the match requirements on the township side is still the same. Is that correct?
We've been told, and I think the way the law was written is that there will be no township match requirements on the funds that are what the heck did they call it? The rural road funds. I forget I can't remember the name of it right now. It sounds like they're actually, you know, on ours, how you get the primary MTF,
Yeah.
the local MTF, urban and like that.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like there's actually going to be another neighborhood road funds. That's what it is. That there's actually going to be another line item there. And then on that road funding, the neighborhood road funds, there will be no township required match unless it's a actual new construction.
New construction.
And then it'll be 50-50 like it was before.
Because, I know that, if you get more money and our match requirements the same, you're going to be sitting on money to spend, but if the townships can't step up to the table with their share, those projects won't happen. And that leads me to my second issue is that millage. It's coming up this year. I think it's very important that every township get behind that millage and have a coordinated effort, through the RTA and whatever to get that word out, because that last time it passed was like one vote in the whole county.
Sooner the better, the more time we have.
Yeah, the information you just put out, you were talking about with the $8,000 per mile, or, and the need, I think it's important that the townships understand that. So that I would suggest even that committees, the road commissions have never been very good about getting millages passed because you guys, that's not your realm.
Right.
But if you have 12 townships that have somebody within each township running those informational things for the millage, you got a much better chance of having a good turnout and good positive results, because it only takes this much misinformation to outdo you, and that's what'll happen is somebody's going to get out there on the social media and just start
Destroying.
up.
Oh, I agree. And I think that's why the need and the millage need to go hand in hand.
Because I'm not sure where the county, how much effort they'll put into that, because it doesn't affect the
Affect, yeah.
county.
No, it'll be all on us.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be the road commissions and the townships. And here's the thing. When this millage went up the first time, honestly, we did not have very good township support, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
I had a lot of township officials come to me to the side and say, well, we're really not in favor of this because we're being told this and that and the other thing. Well, one thing we did is we made sure that every dime that was raised in every township went back to that township.
And I can attest to that because I audited those numbers,
Yeah.
I think you've got a proven system of how that's working, and that the money is 100% going back into those townships. The only ones I think that you may end up having less favorable would be the ones that already have a millage within their own township, and they might think they don't need that one. But I think it's really important through the RTA and
Great.
each township board, whether it's at the board level or some citizens within that township, but each township needs to be represented to get that information out
And passed.
so that you
Yeah.
have a good turnout on that.
And as the road, it's my understanding as the road commission and that millage request being ours, we can only provide information.
You can't sell.
We can't sell it.
That's right. You need somebody else.
You
to do
need
that.
somebody else to sell.
Yourself to a point where your townships
I hope,
the township should want to help.
Yep.
You know.
and
because it
honestly,
has
the
been
ones that
proven.
have their millage already, they're already on board with it because
Yeah,
they're seeing huge improvements in their system.
Oh, sure.
Well, you look at some of these smaller townships that never could afford to do anything like a Sobel and Nestor and Bacchus. They're now getting projects done that they never
Yeah.
would have got
Yeah.
done before.
Yeah.
And, they should be like
Ecstatic.
all on board on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I,
But, I'm looking at your numbers and it's all the assumption that that millage is there prospectively.
yeah,
yeah,
And, if that isn't, all of a sudden these
Yes.
$200,000 matches are
regrouping. Yeah,
not going to be there.
Yep.
and honestly, if I know my board fairly well, and if there's a way for them to make the match requirement go away, they're probably gonna do it. But, it was the main was the reason for it was to try to get townships to buy into it.
Mhm.
You guys got to participate in your roads. I think you all know that now,
But I think Act 51 requires,
only for
McNitt.
construction,
new construction.
because we actually.
is it
redu-
present, isn't your structural improvements still fall under construction now?
When we run it by all of our attorneys, it was like actual new road construction. So if we're gonna go out and build a brand new road,
Mhm.
then that's where you gotta be 50/50.
Okay.
Yeah.
One other question before you run out of here.
No, I'm not running nowhere.
No.
You got the structural improvements plan with the matches and you've got this preventative maintenance plan with dollar amounts per year. The 20,896, let's say for 2026. I think that, yeah,
On the
that's
preventative.
our cost that you're expecting, or is that what you're gonna spend?
So we're gonna spend. But
So,
right now, that $200,000 in PM money that we give to the townships, your share being about 20,000. That's just something we go do for you. Because we wanted to show that we are spending some money on preventative maintenance stuff.
yeah,
So if we go do everything that's on that list in Gerrish Township. And the cost is only $16,000. Yeah, $16,000. That's all that gets spent. The rest of that just goes back in the pot.
Yeah.
If it costs us $24,000, it costs us $24,000.
Which I did include, I don't know if this makes it, this is in your packet. They do a carry forward, like if we have.
yeah,
extra
but I'm just
money.
looking at,
That's for the allocation,
yeah,
not the PM money.
Okay, so this doesn't include that piece. Okay,
so what I'm looking at then, at the way you've got this presented, we're not gonna need to write a check to you this year coming up.
It looks like zero, man. Your proposal.
That's your red?
Okay, I just want,
Yep.
because we're working on a budget, so I.
Yep.
Exercising carryover.
Now, if you guys want, so right now, what we're using for your match
Right.
is that millage,
Yeah,
okay?
Sure.
If you guys want to participate, you can. You tell Brad how much you want to spend and we'll modify your plan,
okay.
all right?
Yeah.
But no, there's no.
That was kind of what I took
Guys
it as.
this year.
Yeah, I just want to make, we're working
Yep.
numbers and I'm just trying to figure out if I need to consider
Yep.
that.
And where this is all gonna go after the new funding kicks in.
nobody knows.
I think the big hangups right now is, it's one thing for legislators to go pass a bill. but it's another thing to put that work on the ground.
To operationally.
Yeah, and
Amen.
you know, they don't even, some of the people don't even know when is the marijuana money collected? Is it
Mhm.
collected quarterly? Is it collected monthly? Is it collected yearly? When will that be distributed to the road fund? Monthly, quarterly, yearly? Nobody knows.
Well,
So,
because it's early.
Yeah.
Meaning it just passed. And
Exactly.
government is very
Yep.
slow.
Yep.
All I was looking for with you was what do the investments look like in it? You know, even if all the operation stuff came together, you answered the question because where those pots you suspect will come into play. That's all. Whenever I had acquired you back in December and whatever, it's really all I wanted was what are the investments for that money once all the operational mishmash is done to get it out to the people that are
and
using
they've got
But-
some, I don't want to say definitions to write, but they've got some rules to lay out because
yeah.
it's my understanding the neighborhood road funding can actually be spent on primary roads too.
Yeah, see,
Not
that's
just
the question.
local
Yeah.
roads. So
Yeah.
No.
Well, more to follow then, right?
what's that? Yeah,
More to follow.
yeah,
Well, no, with this township, we're gonna want to know as soon as
Oh, yeah.
possible.
Yep.
And I'm sure in order to also in the RTA, I don't think we're unusual. Everybody else is gonna want to know. And that obviously that millage is integral to keeping things moving. You know that, we know that. Count on our support.
Good.
We know what it's done for our budgetary abilities, and it just simply needs to be there if we want to continue to see these road improvements and those types of things.
you know, the public.
Prices go up.
Yep, prices go up and the public's more demanding now than they have ever been.
Yeah, well, once you give it to them,
Yeah.
it becomes an expectation.
Did
And
I answer all your questions?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
just, again, the last thing is, that county millage is probably the most effective and fairest way of
Yep.
allocating.
And we're gonna be coming to you townships and asking for your help on it and, you know, maybe you guys appoint somebody as lead for it or something and help us try to get this passed, cause it only passed by one vote twice.
Yeah.
First time and at the recount, so we need to change that.
Well, that was the,
Yeah, levied in right.
that was the first time though. And that's why I talk about, it always takes 10 good things to be said to offset the one bad thing. And
Sure.
you get the poison Facebook crap out there and then.
House that's gonna be on the office. When will that word get out?
We have to have the language to the county in February for their approval. And then.
it'll be renewal language, correct?
Renewal language,
Okay.
yep.
That would be everybody that's looking to be on that election. It's gotta be invite that language. If anybody else is looking to get on those, they gotta be in February too.
I believe, I'm not no expert on that, but I believe so.
Yeah, I was at a meeting 2 days ago, your 911 funding and I believe your sheriff department. I don't know what this, I think it's a 1.5 extra voted. They're up in August as well. So you have 2 Augusts. And if they keep those on the same ones, it's still unknown whether they're going to keep those on that the August, whatever they're so.
Both renewals.
Those are both, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I don't know whether they've announced I think they're both renewals. But I don't, I'm just telling you, those two I heard at a meeting that that they're definitely up during those times. I don't know. Hey, listen, climate wise, that's what you get when you all go at once on a 4-year. That's what you invite yourself. But count on us, Roger, for support.
Appreciate
And
that.
we will gladly make sure that we have someone that can be there, assist, and we'll push whatever message necessary. I've only been here 2 years, obviously, in this job roughly, and I think our roads are good. And you guys have stayed on a plan. We've stayed on the plan. We've spent money when we needed to, and I think we showed that roads are important to us. We don't have a millage locally, you know that. And I think we tried once years ago, but it failed thunderously. So it's an uphill battle whenever, and I think the board very much agrees. We'll be with you.
Good.
Right?
I will be I was asked to come to the RTA meeting and do
Oh,
a
good.
presentation, and
Okay.
what I'm gonna try to do there is just kind of do a brief
Yeah.
kind of overview of actually our road system,
Yep.
the MDOT system, the primary system.
Yes.
the Local system, the millage.
Sounds great. Thanks, Raj. I know
Yep.
you need to get out of here for
I'm gonna
the.
turn it over to Brad.
All right. Thanks much.
Thanks for
Brad, come
coming
on
in.
up. Brad gets to be the bearer of what looks to be good news for now.
Thanks, Roger.
Roger.
Thanks, Raj.
All right. We'll start out with the allocation carry forward request and I guess where we left off. So, I just looked this morning quick. The 2025 estimated cost was about $305,000 for the crushing shapes. On Black Bear Circle, Highland, Mink, that subdivision. The actual cost was 277,000, which come in about just over $27,000 under. So basically 9% under budget for last year. So we saved you guys some there. I'd say the biggest contributing factor, we're very efficient and we crushed the roads out on a Monday and paved them on a Friday. And that never happened.
Yeah.
So
Appreciate it.
that was a very good project. We were in and out and way you go. So that helped contribute to that $38,000 on the carry forward.
Is yeah, it says 38,354.67 carryover.
Yep.
Applying that obviously to the cost for what you're going to present.
Yeah, and
So
it's
we're
shown
getting
on
to the
top.
zeros.
Yep.
Okay.
Shown on top of the 2026 preservation plan.
So,
You know, that has that
for the
38,000.
board and for our
Exactly.
budgeting, obviously, it's I know we budgeted like, I don't know, 42 something or
Yeah.
whatever. And you came in much under, obviously,
Mhm.
that, which allowed us to have a larger
Right.
carryover.
So it doesn't have to be right away, but you know, with that extra money, if there's a project you want to bump up or, you know, let us know if you want
We'll
to,
let it ride.
or let it ride, you know, so,
You know,
which I would say
we gotta say.
for this year, you're in a good place to let it ride
I think so.
with
too.
the unknown of the millage.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Me too.
I would recommend that.
I wouldn't be an advocate of spending it this year with an unknown for next year.
Yes.
Just doesn't seem to be good wisdom, but. Okay, so this that you gave us a township allocation carry forward, we have this and we have the request that we use the township, will use the countywide road millage as match money by checking the box, which we have.
Mhm.
So we need to have a
Tuesday.
motion. We need to have a motion
Take
for
care of it
sure.
on Tuesday.
Yes.
To.
And I
To-
I already checked the right box for you
policies
because
and
it's
roads
just the millage money's the match money. You're not
to
contributing anything
approve
else. So
Yes, sir.
The allocation.
So we'll be missing your guys's, Roger said you guys meet tonight or tomorrow night.
Thursday. So
Okay. Oh,
the-
so we'll get it to you before your next
today,
meeting.
yeah, it is tonight then.
Oh,
sorry, I'm goofy.
No.
It's been a
Wait,
chopped
yeah,
up
for
week.
your
or
meeting.
long. Yeah.
We've had enough meetings
Not that way.
already. I feel like I was just here.
Okay.
A motion to approve the allocation carry forward in the amount to,
Okay.
with road commission.
Yep. And I would say that would be your only action item for us this time. Because we are currently working on hopefully getting bids out soon for getting asphalt prices.
Okay.
Did we have anybody we got all the, residential concerns about their roads that they've
The-
been taken care of?
The only one out there that, and it does look bad. I hate to advocate for anyone because then it looks like it's preferential or something, but
No, but
Oh.
Westwood Court.
Okay. And that,
Got some serious.
Yeah, currently that's in the plan for. I
It
think,
is, but it's what?
28. but-
Yeah, it's
so,
in 28. I'm fearful that road
Yeah.
won't be
This
there.
is 25.
And I mean, there is
Yeah.
huge holes in that. And
Okay.
residents have contacted us and yes, they're in the plan for that. So I don't know, what's the procedure if that got bumped up? Because I'm afraid
Well-
it's going to cost you more money on Westwood Court waiting till
Keeping that-
28
Right.
as opposed to whether it's in a preventative of a patch before it's
Yeah.
scheduled to do a whole job.
Sure.
So from my perspective, I would, if you could look at that and see if there's some alternative.
Yeah.
Um,
I think right now we can't do nothing in the winter.
yep,
Right.
right.
I think let it ride and see what we get for a bid price.
Okay,
If that bid price under, maybe that's one we want to add.
okay.
Okay.
So,
And
board, are you okay with that? I mean, I've had some communications, Westwood Court. Westwood is on County Road, well, it's off of County Road 200 and it goes back to the, what is that, west? And at the
Lake.
dead end back there, we just approved the dead end sign that had, I mean, it's just, and if you drive in there, up there, if you will, and I think a lot of it has to do with, obviously it's up a hill and things are rolling downhill, things move. And it hasn't had attention for a long time.
it's one of the roads left, that hasn't had anything
It
done
hasn't
to it
had-
for a very long
And
time.
I look at it myself and I, I've driven over there. I've been over there several times. And I mean, we're not talking about small, we're talking about large stuff.
Got year-round residents on it.
Yeah, there's year-round residents on it, yes. Yeah.
It doesn't, we get a high bid price, then
Yeah.
we end up having to cost something.
Okay.
Yep.
Whatever happens with the bid, there's a good chance, when at
Sure.
under with their preventive maintenance money
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah. I think if you could look at that,
That's the
I
last,
think
one,
it's,
isn't it?
yeah, I haven't,
I
yeah, I
haven't
don't.
had any.
And I'm obviously, unfortunately, I've had to learn to look when I drive on road and what the conditions are. And I just see, I know that road is, I'm just fearful if we let it go too long without preventative quicker, that you're going to lose it and it's going to cost more to do the overhaul, if you will. So that's, that would be my only comment.
general, not gonna go for.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No.
I get it.
Yep.
I'm just speaking in general. I'm guessing not 100% sure, but I'm pretty confident that by 2029, if we have at least the same amount of funding going where we're located,
Yeah.
we will have gotten through,
Our road.
some fix on almost
All
most
of
of your
them.
roads,
Yep.
paved roads.
Yep.
So I think we're at the point we need to start looking at some of the gravels. I've been very persistent, when the village was originally passed and whatnot, there was a 2027 year. With that plan,
Yeah.
basically with gravel upgrades, well, I've been very persistent trying to keep that whole year of gravel upgrades and.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of them that.
Yep.
I wouldn't say have been abused, we've still maintained them, but.
Yeah.
They're in need of some drainage work
Yeah.
and.
Yeah, they sure are, especially down that Johnston sub down there, that Dorothy Drive area and Nancy Sue. And
Yeah, there's a lot of.
I walk that regularly and there's a lot of bumps and weaves and dips and,
Mhm.
and you're losing, I call it, you're losing more and more of your road right away because people are going around them and then you know what I mean? Then you lose the road. Where's the road
Yeah.
at? So, yeah. All right.
Appreciate
Do
it.
you guys need any other explanation? It looks like it's kind of a net zero for us, but
There's a segment of Maplehurst, that on the freeway,
yes.
I ended up it's not a cracked up, falling apart road, it's just an old pavement.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I think it's sealed up, it's gonna last a little while longer, so. I
Okay.
ended up pushing that one back and I'm told to have it previously cut project.
Yeah.
roast beef slot.
Okay.
So that, I guess that was the only big change I made from
Hmm.
last year, otherwise it's the same.
Yep, I was just about to ask you about that very piece of road. I live on that road. I live at the end of that road, and
Yeah.
I wonder if there was any way to petition the road commission to participate in upgrading the chunk of that to get that blacktop. There's nobody else that uses it. I'm the only one. There's two of us that use it.
Yeah,
Is there any way to petition to get that not crack sealed, but hardened chipped or something to?
chip sealed or,
And the other guy, the
Yeah.
other thing is that I believe I mean, I'm guessing, I guess, but the garbage truck has some difficulty on that cul-de-sac.
right, and that was
They'll back
that was
up
the
there.
only bad spot on that road that I noticed was the cul-de-sac, yeah.
Yeah, it's heavy. That's heavy. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking to move that piece onto this schedule, but I'm
Yeah.
wondering if there's a way to get a.
No, and it's not that long a segment, so it could definitely be fit in. And I think so is that the right one, Oakwood on the HMA? No, it's the other.
It's the other side, probably.
Okay. Murphy or
Pretty express.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a declining event too. There, Murphy to the expressway.
Yeah, I have it penciled in as a future project right now,
Yep.
but I can definitely try to work stuff in or yeah.
Person came in, by the name of Mighty Weaver was the MDOT's finance guy,
Mhm.
lived right up on top of the hill right under there. And he was livid that they took that chunk away and didn't put it in black, because it was blacktop.
Yeah.
It used to be, took it away and never put it back. Lived with it ever since. It's not that big a deal, but
Mm-hmm.
just to get the dust down,
So
mud.
yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up because I did have a question. I thought, oh no, this is kind of more of a personal thing, so maybe I shouldn't ask it, but you know where Charlene Drive meets 100? And it's
Yeah.
on
Up a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the potholes there. That's my street.
Mhm.
Are my desire would be to have a sign say no big trucks because nobody goes down Arbutus with those big trucks.
Yeah.
All the construction down on Cheney Point and Columbine. But if they're mentioning that kind of a thing, maybe there's something that could be done sometime in the future, just for the rest. I don't mind being on dirt road at all,
Right.
but especially in
It's
the
always always
potholes,
yeah. So it doesn't like us regrading, they just come right back then.
they come right back because all those work trucks
Yeah.
take that road and I don't know why they take that road
But you also,
on Arbutus
well, you also have a hill involved there too.
and the hill.
Right. So you
have
got
a
people
rain and a
spinning
washout that are
tires,
going to
taking-
the right,
Yes.
And-
down to the south of that, which is a natural runoff problem there.
for sure. Yeah. And that's what your guys is. You have a lot of Gerrish Township in general.
Well, we're high.
Around the lake, you have a lot of hill roads
We're
that
high.
present water issues. So
Yeah, we're high. That's what people don't realize. We are with the lake. We're high.
yep.
All right. Any other questions, guys? Good. Thank you, Brad.
All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate your.
Take time.
Yeah,
No problem.
Thank you for your work. I appreciate your honesty in all the things that you give us. So honesty is the
Welcome.
best policy.
Yeah. You
I can
got it.
take disappointment. I just want to make sure it's honest.
Yep. We had a couple years.
You know what I mean?
We had
exactly.
we had
Yeah.
wasn't the smoothest,
Yeah.
but
Appreciate you. Thanks. And as always, you're free to leave. You don't have to. sit
yeah,
here.
for sure.
Thanks much. Brad.
Thank you. So
Day.
I'll keep you posted when the bids come back, and I'll
Okay.
see you next time I see you.
Super. Thank
You
you.
expect that from us midweek next week, okay?
This will be agenda
Thanks.
Tuesday night for us to approve the carryover, okay?
Thanks.
At our regular meeting. Jim, you're starting to say something? No? Everybody good? All right. Moving on to number 2, building and zoning report. You all got that from talking with Jason. Seems to be nothing alarming in
So-
business as usual, right?
Yeah, I did want to say something in
Okay.
regards to something I read out there in the
Okay.
Facebook land?
Facebook land. And it's only because our long-term rentals are on a 3-year,
There.
what is it called? A 3-year
Inspection.
the-
inspection period.
Correct.
So therefore,
Or anywhere in
when we
between.
get these reports monthly from Jason,
Mhm.
you're not going to see
No.
that very often. I do know that we just had like 3 or 4 here in the last 2 or 3 months that he's working on, but a comment had been made to the effect of that we don't do anything with the long-term rentals and that we're not on top of it. And I just wanted to make sure that it was stated that that's not true. We are following up on them, but it is every 3 years. So you're right. You're not going to see it on a monthly basis.
And also on that, the police department has a very good relationship with Jason, and when they, shall we say, if you happen to stumble across those that haven't been in to get their permits or whatever there,
Absolutely.
they refer, and Jason then takes his steps to
Yep.
get them in and get them in the fold.
Yeah.
Some of it is, it's the age old I didn't know. But
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, there's steps in place, and there is,
Right.
he reacts to them as he needs to. Is the police department going door to door knocking? No.
No.
You run into problems. There are some constitutionality issues. So I'm perfectly comfortable with what's going on.
Yeah, I just felt the need to say something
Yeah,
with
thank you.
the short-term rental piece happening and, things.
Sure. Sure.
Untruths being posted out there online for people to read.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
We're on then to the police department, unless you guys have further on that. The chief, I know you have one issue on here for sure for board attention.
Yep.
Morning.
Morning.
If you just go to number 24 there, as I've talked about in past meetings, I've talked with the superintendent about renewing the SRO agreement. She's drafted one up. Anyone to extend February 2026 to the end of the school year, and then picking up to 26 in the school. So I just need the board, if the final approval of the final copy, for me to sign it and continue on with that.
We can do that next week for you.
Perfect. Again, I still think it's a super beneficial program.
We're so lucky, yeah.
And I understand they're very happy with Sergeant Ellis and in there, and he'll continue to go ahead and be in there. So good job by obviously former Officer Wybranick and now Sergeant Ellis.
And
Fantastic
that,
job. And
School
continue.
was using their own money on this, I think. No, they're not getting.
Yeah, they're not getting
Right,
so back.
right.
Good subsidy on it.
Right.
Yeah, unless another grant
Yeah.
they can afford.
But they
This
see
is
the
coming.
They see, yeah.
This-
for
Which
sure.
shows that they see how important it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I met with the superintendent, she was
Well, it's made a difference. In a lot of ways, it's made a difference.
that's the question
I had. We had questions on the report.
I don't have on that, but just real quick, our department that has not ever had a Marine. grant.
division.
Yeah,
No, we never had a Marine grant or division by statute.
Goes to the
The
county.
county is
okay. I only asked because I got an email from the state about the Marine grant opening up. And I just wanted to know if I needed to follow up on it. Apparently not.
Yeah, no, by statute,
The-
county is responsible for enforcing.
And I knew that they had one because I obviously audited it, but
Well, the Marine grant flows
That's who's out on.
through to actually, I believe, the Department of Natural Resources and then out of natural resources to the counties.
problem.
And all of that has to do with the statutory also requirement for body recovery activities.
Yep.
And so that's why it was created that way and the flow was out of the state is what I found when I researched it before. So.
Just curious because they
Yep.
sent me the email. I was just kind of curious.
Yep.
and obviously, we assist them on things like that, and we can also handle calls out there and things and enforce laws.
Township. Correct.
Yep.
Very good. Thank you. Any other board members requests, or of the chief? All right, very good.
All right.
Thank you much, chief.
Yep, thank you.
You're free to go. I think the only body out there now is our fire chief, and
So what happened to our?
I can
ordinance
defend
today?
oh,
It's today, nobody cares.
not STR.
All here the night before last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like I never left the chair here. All right, we're on to number 4, fire and EMS. I did discuss earlier, or a day or two ago, and Chief Gilliam said she really had nothing further and no special asks of the board. We do appreciate,
Yes, we do.
and I do read all of it.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I really
absolutely.
appreciate it. You're doing a great job over there. Appreciate all your staff. So thanks much. Unless you'd like to come up and tell us something that was not scheduled. Very good. Outstanding. Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing it.
Appreciate you.
Yes.
All right, we're on to the Health of Higgins Lake update. Jim, you authored, I believe, the committee activity report, which is really not a whole lot at this point.
Report this month, other than Happy New Year. And it's a lot because everybody is kind of chilling for
Sure.
the holidays, which is great. So I guess I just touch on a couple of the committees. The septic, for one, is very close to a draft of an ordinance that coming out of the septic committee and then going up the line. And we were pretty close at the last meeting until we got to talking about variances. And I think that's something that is going to always be sort of a hot button on how you deal with, to what level do you allow variances? There's a school of thought says there's no variances should be allowed because that's what's directing the health of Higgins Lake. But how do you really practically make that happen? So I'm inclined now to just pretty much get some language in there and send it up to the planning commission and others that have a different perspective on how that should be done and not so much. We shouldn't spend too much more time dealing with it. I don't think. I'm the one that's kind of has held it up. So I think we're going to get that. I think we're going to get that back on the move again here pretty good. There's been a lot of work done on this, on the ordinance, and now I've spent more time on the mechanics of how these purple dots work and how we're going to get to them and how we're going to reclassify properties when we find out what the conditions are. I met with the health department earlier this week. Taylor and Mark Jarsky, we had a couple hours on the phone and went through a bunch of questions and went through the procedures and how and they're very much on board of what we're doing. They're very excited about how we're going about it. Their biggest kudo from them would be that we're looking into trying to find out what the conditions are before we decide what to do. And this whole purple dots thing that they've done and the way we're going about doing it is something they think is going to be shared with other agencies around northern Michigan. So that's good. Science committee is they broke their big committee down into 8 smaller committees with more specific focus, and each of those committees are about half of them are really making some headway. The other half are kind of caught up in the holidays. It sounds like. So,
yeah.
I talked to Brad yesterday about it, and I think they're back to getting back on board again and getting going again after the first year. So, and the other thing is the steering committee that Jenny Walker has agreed to take the chair position. Did we already talk about this? Did we already make this?
We
did not. We talked about previously that you had, and there was some discussion that we had, and I've erred this morning in my sleepiness here. Before we get down, I have a couple more items after number 10, but I'm going to I'm going to list them for you, ask for a motion to approve us to talk to them. And one of them is that issue.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as that stays on the radar, because they want to get that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not on the radar. We need to get it done. So, yes. Formally.
think that's about it from the Higgins Lake, I guess.
Okay.
Things are moving along. I spend my waking hours at it and,
Yeah.
as do a bunch of other people. So
Mhm. So appreciative.
It's
It's
like, I feel like that's not enough to say.
Yeah.
It's
so appreciative.
huge what you're
Huge.
doing, and it is so appreciated.
well, I think that's what people generally feel.
I think so
You know,
too.
you're gonna have some people that don't necessarily believe that, but for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, 80-90% of the people are, yeah, that's what I want to do. So I saw Ed Banyard this morning sent me a project he's working on that's gonna be pretty cool. And by taking the information that we gather and putting it on a map, but it sort of just puts, intensified colors where there look to be problems. So you see areas that
Okay.
there's really no real issues,
Mhm.
but these
Yeah.
other things that contribute to the problems all of a sudden start showing up in,
That's
you know,
awesome.
orange and red and, just the sample that he showed, that's gonna be.
It's almost a heat intensity map.
Yeah, yeah,
is what
it's
we used to
Yeah.
call them in law
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
enforcement.
yeah.
It's heat intensity map of your calls. Yeah.
We can get the data to support that, you know, that contrast, that heat intensity.
Yep.
Map, and it's gonna be a pretty good, so anyway, there's those things, there's lots of things.
I just want to remind everybody too that these are all volunteer people.
Yeah, no kidding.
These people who are putting in the amount of time and effort and experience are doing it of their own accord
From all walks of life.
from all walks of life.
Yeah.
And we are so blessed to
Yeah.
have this group that you're
Oh,
working
yeah.
with.
Talented folks.
That support people and the resources and the
Yeah,
brains that they bring to.
absolutely.
You know, it's good.
I've been
But-
asked more than a dozen times, so glue is done. So, because it's been in the papers and stuff. So we're never gonna get any sewer. We're never, and I'm like, no, 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 no. We're at a whole, glue laid the foundation and Health of Higgins Lake is taken off and no, we're not done.
Just have a different approach.
A much more educated, or I don't know what you call it. Anyway. Some highly professional people working that have volunteered.
I guess the
to
one
see
last
the
thing I'll say is that the speed at which it moves along is kind of a question from some people. We gotta get, we gotta get something out into the public to show the.
Oh,
accomplishments
along
that
the
you've
way.
done,
Yeah.
But, and I agree, we do need to do that, but the accomplishment's gotta be, tied to real accomplishments. So, and
Yes.
the work's being done and just it's now to the point where a lot of it needs to be assembled and put on.
It's
paper
time.
and
It takes
sit.
time.
So it takes time.
Do you think that I think the communications team has done an awesome job on getting information out there every month on the Facebook page and everything. Do you think that there's too much information in
How-
those monthly reports?
How can
or
you have
not?
too much
I
information?
know,
Mary
yeah,
Jo?
I agree.
Think
I
about
agree.
that.
But I wonder if people are really reading it.
Well, if they're not, then shame on them.
There you go.
It's out there for them. We're trying to keep them informed.
You guys think that's a good,
Absolutely.
all the reading in there? Okay, cool.
They wrestle with that daily. I know we've had some conversations of what's
Oh.
too much and what isn't. And, I think that, I agree. I think the communication committee is doing great.
Yeah.
And I ultimately, do not wish to micromanage what's going on.
Right.
They're all doing a wonderful job. They are
Yeah.
volunteers,
If we
but
want to
very
get any
talented.
information out there, then there
Yeah.
would be something
Yeah,
to say
so-
about that. So
That's true.
Okay,
Thanks.
moving on to number 6, the Lincoln Financial Retirement Healthcare Plan updates. Michelle and I and Lynn have continued the status call pieces from the project manager and working through the process. As you know, the blackout liquidations and wire dates and all that have been determined. The first payroll pieces are January 9th. Very close. And it was submitted. And so we are checking everything off, the blackout dates. We have made sure that nobody is stuck out there in a stable value account with One America Securities. It all has moved accordingly.
yes.
We made contact with those people that are in our employ, and Dale has made sure that's good. So we have zero exposure sitting out there to where they can legally sit on money for 1 year and you can't get to it as an employee. It will move accordingly. Nobody will be stuck. Everything's good. And then the online registrations, that kind of thing is the enrollment strategy is basically the next thing up along with these gals on the program itself within, Lincoln Financial.
I think we're shooting for February, aren't we?
That's February, we're shooting for February of 26 as as Dale and Chris, who visited us initially, will be making appointments with our folks going over the enrollment kits. And then so they can assist them to see how they want to invest their money as Dale has in the past, whether it's aggressive or, a growth or aggressive or moderate or otherwise, or they can also take advantage of the assistance, program, having somebody there, doing those actual movements and that kind of thing of their accounts. So we're good. So the future steps that left, is very little at this point. So we're waiting. I'm sure we'll have another, status call again. So I just want to keep you all updated. I think we're on schedule, very well. And it seems to be a much better process than I think we had in the past. So we're organized as a project manager to it that keeps walking us through, making sure
been
that
great.
their end is being accountable and then making sure that we are accountable to what we need to be to deliver a better program. So any other questions about that?
Is everybody else getting a lot of
Yep.
mail from One America?
That's all part of this movement and making sure that it's in a position to transfer accordingly to Lincoln Financial, so that they become the company of record. So yeah, I've been getting lots of them.
Daily.
And they are still kind of working against us because the last document for a DocuSign was sent to Lynn and not myself.
Yeah, it's.
They're still trying to.
It's, Yep. But I'm just happy this company appears to be operating very professionally with a manager and making sure
Yeah.
these calls now are getting shorter and shorter, meaning we have checked off the list as they should be. And it just, it's like this last one was like 15 minutes, which
Available.
was,
Like if we have a question, if I send an email off to one of them, I'm getting an answer back within a half an hour.
So sometime shortly, we're gonna be getting an app or a
Yeah, that's
link
when we're
to
looking.
be able to go in
February.
and look
Yep.
at your own
Yes.
account.
Yep.
that's part of the enrollment process to show the enrollment process. They'll actually sit down with the employees.
Individual who want
and
to.
we'll say, okay, here's the website. This is where it's at. This
Oh,
is
so they're gonna do that one-on-one.
They're Dale and Chris are gonna come in and gonna offer to all the employees, because we have different shifting and all the rest
Yeah.
of that, opportunities. So you, as a person who has some financial money in there, have the opportunity to sit down and make an appointment with Dale, Chris, whoever, and sit down and they'll give you tutelage. Yes.
But we do have, if you don't want to take that time to sit down with them, we will have information available how to get yourself set up on the website.
That's in the enrollment packet.
Other than that, yeah.
Yeah.
That is, the enrollment packet has been developed. It's in a PDF fashion
Yeah.
as well. So
Okay.
for those that are very financially literate, I'm sure you've probably figured it out from there. I looked at it and if I understand it, man, I'm the lowest possible common
That's
denominator.
not true.
All right, so we'll announce to the department heads when
Like to
when that
skip number
happens.
7, please.
You like to speak to what?
I said I'd like to skip number 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
It's
oh.
not approved.
Yeah, well, it's not going to happen. So number 7, we received a resignation notice that Lynn has given us plenty of notice. Yes, the date is correct of 27. And most of that has to do with we're going to have to be familiar this year with trying to obviously train and those kinds of things. And with that, and yes, it's certainly with,
And thank goodness she's
Reservation.
given us that amount of time. We have 3 elections this year.
and I appreciate that.
And I can't say how much I appreciate you giving that amount of time.
So number 3 now on the motions would be a motion to accept the resignation of the clerk, Lynn, with the intended date
I didn't put it. in my-
January 15th. 2027. Everybody good with that?
No,
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Number 8 on the agenda is adopt application and affirmation that you'll see in there that was provided for you. The asset, it's the annual adoption of poverty exemption income guidelines and asset debt. That's something we have to
not
do.
the updated one. This is from, apparently I put the wrong thing in your packet unless I just have the wrong one.
So I only got what you gave me. I assume it's a boilerplate document.
It is a boilerplate
And
document.
and the only thing that we have to consider this year is the assessor has sent myself and Michelle under the asset level test. That I'll read it to you. Per our conversation, the township's asset level test for poverty exemptions is probably in need of an adjustment. It is currently set at $10,000 per household. And she said, I'm not sure when the amount was set, but for today's values of assets, that seems very low. And even for families experiencing financial hardship. Unfortunately, the state tax commission offers zero guidelines on how to set this limit. Reasonably, she said she thinks that we should consider it to be increased to 15,000. And so on this annual adoption resolution, because it'll be a resolution, the paragraph affected is 1, 2, 3, 4. And it says the Gerrish Township's board has determined the current asset level test to be no more than, and the recommendation is no more than $15,000 would be the change in that. So I'll open
I
it
just
for
see his wheels
discussion.
turning over there.
Well, I'm just thinking in my mind, that $10,000. I started auditing in 1982.
Was it that then?
That's never changed.
Well, see, and that's what I called Julie because I'm like, since
I-
I've been here, that amount has never changed. Isn't that something we need to look at yearly or
As
not?
far as I know, it's been 10 every place I've ever been.
She did say she has some townships this year that she has recommended that they increase that amount. And the 3 that she has talked to are changing that and they're doubling it by 50%.
What's what's that threshold? How does that affect us, the township?
Not, I don't know, Jim.
Well, it's the threshold to determine if they're eligible to get.
We don't have a lot of that though.
Taxes,
Yeah,
property
Oh,
taxes?
no, wait.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, what would you say is?
My knowledge, I don't.
Poverty exemption in Gerrish Township, we don't have a lot.
For that?
Less than
Yeah.
5%?
Oh, not even
Your
that. I,
Oh,
Property taxes are either eliminated or.
Yeah.
but we don't have a lot in the
Yeah,
township.
So,
There you go.
to my knowledge, nobody's ever done it.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have, in Gerrish Township, we don't, this is actually something that we don't deal with, yes, very often.
Obviously, nobody's had attention to it for a number of years, but there's no
Yeah.
guidelines is what she's telling you.
Yes.
And
The only guidelines they give are income guidelines,
Mhm.
not asset guidelines.
right.
And the income guidelines are like, for a single, it's 15,000
I'm
for an
not sure,
income guideline.
I'm not sure a person could live in our town.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why we don't deal with this a
10,000.
lot because
Unless it's
It is a
rich guy
higher-
over here like Jim, maybe you get your taxes all the way down to 10. Does that count?
I mean, we don't have to. That's upon the recommendation of our assessor.
Our assessor is our expert. And
That's what I thought.
I have no issue with it.
I'd recommend we do it.
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll do that Tuesday.
okay, and that also covers the federal poverty guideline. 8 and 9 are
Right.
actually together in one resolution,
Yep.
so that's covered. Number 10, the request for a property line adjustment of 221 Newman Street. Current encroachments of 219 and 217 Newman Street. Jerry Pierce is the owner of or I should say the requester. And they're both side by side. And according to Jason, in discussing it with him, this is just adjust a property line. So the house is actually fully on piece of property. You'll see the drawing in there. It looks like we're looking at a foot or something here. And again, it's correcting what would be the old to what should be there. And he has no issue with the approval of this request.
And Julie's reviewed it too.
Okay. So, board comments, are we okay with, or do we need more time? What's your thoughts?
I think we
Okay.
should just do it and get it done.
Again, it's righting another wrong from the past, which I'm all about. To approve property
Okay, motion,
line adjustment.
Kenny Walker,
Papers have
motion.
Disappeared.
What you need?
My papers have disappeared. I'm down to one.
Oh, gosh.
But I know you
Oh,
had
we're almost there. No. No, I think I had it. extra
Okay,
one in
so
You're fine.
again, and I apologize, I should have caught this earlier. So I'm proposing at this time, that we stop for a second here to adjust. We have the steering committee, a number 11 steering committee chairperson appointment, which would be Jenny Walker. To discuss, we have to set number 12, a budget work session date in time. And also number 13, we will need to be, I've received a resignation. He's just kind of ready to go off into retirement of Tony Ide, our current custodian. And he has given me the letter, his letter, and it's for March 1st of 2026. So a couple months away. And so we'll have to obviously get out, advertise or do whatever, have discussion on what we're going to do prior to doing any of that. So it looks like in February for sure, we've got to the work session, we probably got to get something and advertise or do something or have the discussion. So anywho, so that is number 13. So I would like to have the board make a motion to approve the addition of discussing 11, 12, and 13 as I set forward here.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Support by trustee Hoppy. Further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
It was the same, motion carried. Please, Lynn, when we record and on the minutes that it's in the proper spot, that's down here.
Put it where we did it.
It's
Put it where we
certainly by
did it.
error. Don't reflect it as it
Yeah.
did it at the beginning. So,
Okey doke.
okay, just
Yep.
want to make procedurally.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, do we vote?
We did.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we can
Yeah, thank you.
talk.
All right, so the number 11, the steering committee chairperson, Jim alluded to it. It's been talked about for a bit. And I know that Jim is anxious also to get out of the interim seat. It was never intended for Jim to be a long-term. Obviously, some of that message is guess being challenged in the public out there.
Again, the
We're
untruth.
manipulating. Nobody is. And, picking that chairperson or getting that chairperson is very hard. Jenny's a very talented gal, and we're fortunate that she is interested in it. And so I would like to, for Tuesday night anyways, put that on the agenda to formally appoint her, because that is our formal board
Yep.
committee
Yep.
steering. Any opposition to that?
Yeah,
Any
no.
discussion of that? Any board members want to make a comment about it? Okay. And with your permission,
Give
I'll
me a breath to make a
draft
comment.
Yes, Sylvia.
I'll send them, but.
and that to be, do we have a date for that, Jim, or is it to be immediately?
Effective immediately.
What's your-
Whenever we do it.
Immediately?
So immediately.
Okay.
She did come and talk to me Tuesday night too, after the,
Did she?
yeah. And I just told her to give me a call and I'll help her with anything. So
Okay, we need to get your.
I told her that stuff she can
Sorry.
come to me for and not you. You know, you do your stuff. And then as far as like agendas and minutes and that, I said, just come talk to me and we'll figure it out.
By the way, I think maybe, who did I get a call from yesterday? We couldn't find any of our agendas from the steering committee on. Is that true?
On our website,
Okay.
Yeah.
Go fix it.
it's very true.
Okay.
No, it's,
Okay, they need to be,
I am aware of that.
and the back ones.
Yeah.
I am fully aware of that. I am taking care of it. I'm taking care of it.
Okay, so you'll make sure that it gets off to.
I am taking care of
Very
it.
good, thank you. All right, so as we move out, we need to get your calendars out, folks, and I know we're meeting up, I feel like we have, but we really need
What are you looking
to,
at?
to do a budget work session. My first little hole I'm on here, I'm seeing might be, 22nd of January. The annual meeting is usually what, mid-March? Do we have that date? It's like March 13th, 15th, somewhere in that area.
It's along with our regular board meeting
Yeah.
in March, so yeah.
So we need to have 30 days that it's available out here in the public before we have that,
30 days before April 1st, right?
no, before the annual meeting.
Before the annual.
Because we have that budget hearing in the annual.
Right,
meeting
you're right,
of
you're
the
right.
three. And so so we need to, the whole board needs to see there's been behind the scenes work, obviously, by myself and well, Jim and
Shall?
here, Michelle. And now with the coagulation of thoughts will go together. I'm meeting with Jim tomorrow, on the revenue pieces as well. And so we'll need to have something that we can talk about at a work session. And if we have one on the 22nd of January,
That's our RTA meeting that morning, just so you know.
it is.
At 10 o'clock at Richfield.
So we
10
could
a.m.
do it in the afternoon, though,
Afternoon.
probably. Or another day, throw something
Mhm.
out there, guys. So we were literally would have to, if we had something available to the public after sitting out here by the 1st of February, we would be well within. And so let's look at that third week of January for folks. Martin Luther
Even if
King
you
Day.
went so far as to the last week of January, you'd still be okay.
I
Yeah, we
won't
could
be
be.
here. I know I
Because
got-
the real is, yeah, okay.
Yeah, the whole board, this would be for the
You
whole
guys
board. to
tell
see.
me, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I am too.
You guys tell me.
Toss it out. So,
My only conflict is the 22nd. I
okay,
think that's pretty much all day for me on.
Okay.
Park City.
all right,
Okay.
well, then we're not going there. Throw out some other dates, folks, either the week of the 19th or the 26th.
Following week with a Tuesday, the 27th.
I'm not here. I'm sorry. haven't put in the
You're
calendar.
going on
yet.
vacation, right?
I am for a
Okay,
week.
I don't know, you guys.
But
can go.
anytime that 19th, 20th, 21.
19th is Martin Luther King Day, which is.
And I'm
a
off
Thursday.
the 20th. So-
You're off the
Yeah.
20th. So we have the 21st, and that isn't a payroll and accounts payable day that you guys have scheduled. And then we also have a status call for retirement.
That is the afternoon, a few minutes. It wouldn't be a significant.
What about the 26th? Oh, you're gone though,
Yeah,
right?
I'm sorry.
All right, so
But I mean, you.
what
if-
about
I should be
the,
here.
what about the 23rd in the morning, Friday?
It's fine with me.
Men,
What time of the
Ladies?
morning?
9 a.m.
I have a 10 o'clock doctor's appointment. Maybe I can change it.
8:30?
Yeah, that works for me.
8:30? That'll get you,
What day?
8:30 the 23rd. 123, 26, 8:30, and the only agenda item for that is a budget work session, so. All right,
Okay.
everybody good with that?
Yep.
Yep.
And you're gonna send out an.
I'll
invite.
send it out a
Yeah.
calendar, invite for that. Yep, thank you for that, folks. Again, January 23rd, 8:30 here. Mike, you have, thank you. Now, and on to number 13, again, I received it from Tony, for that date, and I would be looking to go ahead and accept that Tuesday night if the board is comfortable with that.
Yeah,
It's a formally exception.
we got a lot of thoughts to have to put into that now, you guys, with it being real
Yep.
and happening. I
Yep.
did want to say that Tony has told me that, with this date that he's given us, that he realizes that the cemetery piece of what he does in his job, won't be anything that he can show anybody at this point. He has said that if we want him to come back in the spring to train somebody new for that piece, he'd be more than willing to. You know, for a cost.
Oh, yeah.
But that willingness is there. But I know we've had a lot of discussion about that position and thoughts of. So I think we all need to have some ideas of what direction we want to move with this position. If we're going to stay the same for now because it is what it is, and or if we're going to try to do something different.
Probably helped if Tony took some time and wrote down his job.
We're trying, I've
description.
been asking for
I've
that
been
since
asking
I've
for
been
that
here.
as well. And I'll keep articulating that.
I think
that
that's important.
Absolutely.
So
the
where
day,
things are, what he does.
the day-to-day where things, right?
That and
Yeah.
also the yearly stuff, like
Right,
the,
just gonna-
you know, the preventative. I mean, I think Brian has helped us to get to a good place with getting on, you know, preventative maintenance stuff and all that, but that would be part of that position too, is to have them make sure that stuff is getting done.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot,
Tony's last day again is.
March 1st.
March 1st.
Unfortunately, it wasn't until like June when all the summer stuff wasn't back out.
Well, look,
But I
you
get
know,
it.
again,
He
we'll
gets to choose.
all part of running the business. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know he's just, listen, he's just tired.
He's ready to retire.
He's just ready. His wife
He's been
retired
here
last.
years and he said he only intended on being here 5. So,
So he's his wife retired last year and they're looking to move on in the
Yeah.
next chapter of their life.
Yeah.
It's not an unhappy
No.
parting by any far stretch. It's just illogical. Huh?
don't get any ideas, gentlemen.
My idea is in my head.
It's too
regularly,
late for the.
So I'm just warning all of you. So, but at the end of the day, everybody okay putting that on for Tuesday night? And then we
Yeah.
obviously will have to discuss.
Eh,
And it
yeah.
is, I will tell you, you might want to get some thoughts together
That's what
for
I'm
the
saying.
budget session.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I don't know which way the board wants to go with this. You know, we've all been seeing the handwriting, but we haven't been given the handwriting.
Well, and we've talked about some different.
And we've
things,
talked
too.
about other options and trying to put together, you know, kind of pack some things together that might bring that person, make it a tangible, if you will, a job. Right now, the PD uses a, you know, a part-time custodian, obviously. I've had some.
And they
discussions.
outsource their lawn.
And they outsource the lawn over there because simply put, the amount of
keep up.
hours
Yeah.
put in by Tony, you cannot be over there. So we need to have that. So bring your budget idea or your thoughts budget, what?
Snow plowing. compost.
Yeah, but you know,
Well, there's a lot of that.
there's a lot of
And
costs to that.
and the question is are we ready for that cost? So bring those thoughts to the budget
There you go.
meeting, okay?
Yeah.
Because it will affect budget if you do anything other than what we're scheduled to do.
And that thought of the cemetery being part of that, and if we need to do,
Or
you know,
just to
all-
get a different sexton to do that,
Okay.
period.
Lots
That's
to do.
there too. And that all requires, by the way, that we throw an ad out in the paper unless somebody
There's the
knows
other
something.
thing.
going on,
I mean,
you
we
know.
do have to figure out what we're doing so we know. Or I did think, why don't we just put an advertisement out there? I mean, even though we don't have the criteria for the position yet, to start generating interest.
Here is whatever job description you have for the custodial now.
Well, I don't mean it like that. I mean, like to advertise to try to get some
Applications.
applications of people that may be
I think
interested.
the First step would be, get a good job description.
So, right.
Job description.
Yeah.
And to
But see,
include the potentials of those other.
Yep.
fields. And then you got something to work from. So we really do need to get that documented. He needs to do a good job of writing
I'll
down.
pull out what we have now and see
Yeah.
how it
We'll
reads
policy. Okay.
and we'll tweak it from there.
Yep.
um,
Maybe
And,
if he has a
As a
start,
group.
it'll help him.
and we'll do that
Yeah.
at the 23rd, try and parse that out.
Yeah.
Okay, Glenn, I've got 7 items for motions and 7 items for agenda for Tuesday night. You prepared? Or,
Oh, no.
anything else, board? There's no other public comment. There's nobody's here. Any other, anything else you wanna, for the good of the order? Mary Jo,
Can't think of anything.
Michelle,
Um, The only thing I got is that we're still getting some stragglers of correspondence for the short-term rentals. All of us are. We are accepting them, of course, and I am adding them to
Yep.
the file of correspondence. Just wanted to remind everyone that I didn't make copies for every one of the correspondence. So the expectation is that kind of like the library, you're going to check the folder out, you're going to take it for a day or whatever, you're going to go through it, take your own notes from whatever you want
Board
from it.
members To do that.
Right.
Yeah, the board
right,
members. Yes, I'm not making copies.
Yeah.
If you are compiling a
Have it
certificate,
compiled, yes.
no, I mean like for and against and.
No, she has not.
No.
And you're not gonna,
She's gonna let every board member decide what
We'll
they're.
let
they
every
read.
board member go through and read every single one. That's,
Works for
Yeah.
me.
your perception is different than my perception.
yeah, I
So
get
do you?
that. I mean, I made notes the other night.
Exactly.
Uh, virtually on the meeting.
And,
What
and
is
we will have the work session minutes compiled by the end of this week. So that will also be, did I say that out loud? We're gonna try.
She wants everybody to be responsible for those correspondence.
I do.
There
And
you
make
go.
your own
do.
assessments. I think
Yeah.
that's wise
Yeah,
because
man.
ultimately, we've got several questions obviously to answer. A, do you even have what an ordinance? B, what it looks like? Or we're gonna go down.
But
just
we
like I
had put a
said.
deadline on the correspondence.
Oh, we did.
We had put a deadline on it and people
But-
are still sending and
Yeah.
that's fine. And I want to reassure the
Well, I
public
got
that,
real.
right, and I
Yeah.
am adding
Yep.
those to my file. But again, everybody will just have to take a turn with the file and
Yep, and take a look at it and do a summation by January 16th and be ready to come
yeah.
to at least be armed with enough information to have some intelligent board discussion of what's
Mm-hmm.
next.
And if you got standouts in the correspondence that you know,
Yeah.
want to address, then that's when we'll address it.
Okay,
Another subject, tonight's planning commission.
Yeah.
Meeting, and our consultant will be there. I don't know if she's coming or she's. gonna be
Oh,
there
for the-
Friday.
Plant for the, okay.
The survey cutoff, I think, is tomorrow. And to my knowledge, we've got somewhere near mid 450.
Oh my gosh, that's
Uh,
awesome, Jim.
And I'm not gonna sit and pat myself on the back, but, putting them in with the tax roll
That was
really
brilliant.
paid off, and it offset the snafu that the young lady made with, she sent
Yes.
those postcards out from.
I still say
McKenna.
that got their attention.
good
But
save.
we've also, as people come into our office, reminded when they pay their taxes
That's
know,
awesome.
Yeah.
you can,
Yep.
and we even offer to let them turn them in. So we have probably sent 70 of them that were turned in. People mailed them in to us,
Yeah.
or they drop them off.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just been forwarding them on to McKenna. So we've got a good
That's great.
sample
That is awesome.
that'll be, a good justification of whatever comes out of that. So tonight will be interesting to see.
That's cool.
Jim, on the planning commission, as you noted, there were a couple of people here the other night in the public hearing that were reading out of our old manual, the master plan.
I
And
think I
it
did too.
talked about the character and whatever there. And I hope our planning commission looks at that, all that language. And I mean, there's a criticism of it's obviously not in our language. It's meant to be what Shawsey Cabiny or whatever there. I don't know if there's new language warranted. I don't pretend to know. But can you make sure that
Yeah,
as a planning commission, have some discussion about that particular.
We're still on the early
know.
days on this thing. And
I know.
the thing I would point out too, I heard that comment
Yeah.
too, is that, the master plan is a plan.
Mhm.
And it's not law. It's
Right.
it's not meant to create a border that you have to stay within
Yep.
these two lines. It's just some guidance, or here's what the thought process was at the time it was written as to where we're at and where we'd like to see us go. It doesn't mean that that's exactly where you're gonna be. It doesn't mean that, well, the dollar store was in the master plan, you're not gonna have one. Well, guess what? You got one, you know, so, some of those attributes can't always be controlled, but,
Just some people would like to think that.
well,
Yeah, no
you,
kidding, yeah.
you're basically using it for your own purposes for your argument, but it has been discussed and that narrative is gonna get dealt with, but we're still early
Yeah.
days. This is this is gonna be the first probably meaningful conversation tonight
Yeah, sure.
since it start.
Since you have data.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is there
very
anything
good.
else on the agenda tonight other than that? this week?
Yes, I think there's 3 items that Jason put out have to do with sign ordinance and fencing or
He
something.
wants some adjustments there. They literally got causing heartaches every day.
So those will be, they're on the agenda.
Stop by my office. I'll give you a copy.
Yeah.
And also, I think
Post
that's,
it.
and by the way, I think that's healthy. I'm glad that he's doing that. You know, over the years, you know, documents get made and nobody revisits. And then things change, as you say. And so I think it's healthy that Jason is asking for some of those,
Well,
because as we create new ordinance,
The front,
if we can change others so that it's better, we should be doing that equally as much as trying to make.
well, the
ordinance.
frustration on his part is how do you enforce something that's
you
vague
can't.
or,
Right, correct.
yeah, so that, I think that's
It
really
needs
what
cleanup. Yeah.
he's looking for some clarification.
Yes.
He talked to you and I about that
Cleanup.
already and,
Yep.
and I forwarded that on to Tom Barber, so I know it's on the agenda tonight.
Good. Cleanup's healthy, so.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jim?
Nope, not for me.
Jim?
I would have, the only thing I mentioned is that, I talked to my tower people yesterday with a great deal of frustration, but nevertheless, I've been assured that they're gonna be up by June. Tower will be up, so,
Good.
I'll believe that when I see it standing tall and working, so.
Thanks for that update. I kind of wondered that actually, so.
Yeah, a lot of people do, you know, it's, and me too. I mean, I was
We'd like
promised
before
that,
summer.
It's
I
nice.
was promised that it would be,
Mhm.
that the foundation drawings would be here in, the 1st of November, and they're not gonna be here till a couple weeks yet, so. It's been frustrating, but it's coming.
Thanks for the update. Anything else? I want to thank everybody. You know, we went through a nice public hearing. I thought it was good. I again want to note that I thought it was good. I thought it was respectful. And I'm sure that you went home and it probably tipped a few strings for you too, to things to think about. And so thank you all for that. And hopefully January 16th, we'll have a great discussion. Other than that, I don't have anything else, and I would entertain a motion to adjourn at 10:22.
So moved.
Moved by Treasurer Anderson. Do I have support? Support, Trustee Osling. Any further discussion, board? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Thank you.